Gentlemen, welcome today to another kind of live stream. It's not a game that I play really live, it's more the replay of a game. And I would like to use this to give you a little bit insight into how people can do a common strategy in 2 versus 2. And because I do this because there are people who say I play offensive, others say I play defensive, and what I do is I say this game is more complex, and you can't just do every time the same strategy. You have to adapt to the game. My strategy was here to choose this commander, Panzerfusilier, and Panzerfusilier is my first unit. Why I'm making Panzerfusiliers? The reason is that they have a good anti-tank, and we play against one Brit and against one Soviet, so if the Brits come with a carrier, I can push them back. And here I say to my fella, which is again good fella, my good friend here, say to him, go over to this area here, I will take the ammo, because this point here, as you can see, connects the others. And if we don't have this point here, then we don't have ammo. And as an OKW player, I need urgently ammo in the beginning. And as now I have here a good combination of short-range weapon, strong pioneers, and Panzerfusiliers, long-range weapon. The next unit was Volksgrenadiers. Yeah, here we see 2 pioneers against the Soviet. They are long-range soldiers, so this could be a difficult fight. And here we go. Here it starts. The pioneers go in cover, and now the Fusiliers come to support, so that they can come close to me and I can shoot them from afar. And the Volksgrenadiers also moving here already. And now I try to push them a little bit, while here the my mate has successfully pushed back the enemy. Okay, and now we have almost succeeded to push them back, but then I see there is an MG here. So I can see, and this one is also leaving because the Volksgrenadiers did their job. And now I pushed them back, and now I have the star in the middle, and now I pushed back 2 units, one Russian and one British, so my mate here can conquer the enemy land. And now it's time to get to resources, because I need urgently ammo, because ammo is important for me to upgrade my guys with the weapons, with guns and machine guns here. Okay, and now here the enemy is coming back. The pioneers are attacking the MG, and for me, this here is interesting. So we can see the enemy has one MG here, another MG, and he has some troops. But I know now that, and additionally there's one more MG. So I know this side is going to play defensive. Therefore, he will not have mobile units to attack on this side, which is good for the OKW here, because my partner can be very offensive and he captures resources from the enemy. And now you can see we have these resources here. We have resources which are supposed to be on the other side. And now I see there are 3 MGs, and I can use this information quite well for me later. And here you see I place the Fusiliers into this house, because if the enemy comes back on me, I can protect this area here. My Grenadiers are covering this as well. I'm made a truck for my first building, and it won't be the hospital, it will be the building for the light tanks. And this information is important for me. Okay, we have here 2 MG and then another from the Soviet. And now I just try to keep him busy here, so that he can go over to this side. And during this, my mate here is attacking the Soviet units, and they really don't know what to do against him. Okay, and I'm getting stars, I'm getting resource, I run into this MG here, so I walk back a little. And the good thing is, okay, these guys can't move. So what? I have the land here. I'm standing close to his area, I have the land here, and if he spams MGs, how will he move? How will he ever move out from there? So I have a big advantage when I switch now from offensive game to a defensive game, because he can't come out, and I can protect now this area here. So normally I would say, okay, we can just sit down here, build MGs and mortars, and then we are done. So now my soldiers see, okay, there is a mortar building, I tried to attack it, but forgot, yeah, okay, there are 2 MGs. I have to run back. Okay, but now we know 1 MG here, 2 MG there, and a mortar building. And this here is a good news for me, because this unit is not mobile. He is standing close to his base, and his activity can be done maybe until here. So I just have to keep my units moving, and then he can't hit me as much as he wants to. And meanwhile, we can the OKW can play here offensively, as there are only infantry troops on this side. And this is exactly what we will do now. Okay, I moved the Fusiliers out of the building because it's very probably that he will attack me here soon. And as we can see, there is the British base here. Okay, as you can see, look at this situation here. My partner is building the reinforcement and the clinic building, and I have made this here, the building for the light tanks. I try to go back just a little here and fortify these points. My mate Feller here keeps the Soviet player busy, and okay, I just sent them here back too far, and I will realize that okay, it was too much, and I will go back here. Because why I'm doing this? The weakness here is if we allow to fortify the enemy like he does here already, then he can protect this area with 2 MGs and 1 bunker and put the rest of the mobile infantry on this side. And I can't allow him that. Therefore, I try to keep him busy on this side. And what I also have seen is they invested a lot in MGs. They built a base here, and they have this mortar bunker. And what is missing there? Anti-tank. Therefore, okay, my mate here attacks and goes forward and keeps the Soviet busy, because here you can see he's very mobile, and therefore it's already clear that my mate here will have a lot of infantry kills at the end of the game, while I'm just making sure that these points here are ours, because with every second that we play we have the advantage in resource, and we can have a lot of more tanks later, or maybe other weapons. But I want to switch this off because I want to keep it realistic. Okay, here. There comes an infantry, tries to go into my territory. And my Fusiliers are receiving him, and my Grenadiers with the MGs now, because the ammo made it possible, you see. As soon as one has this building, the infantry can be strengthened with these weapons here. And yeah, you see my mate doesn't have that yet, because he has made the hospital building. And it's quite far in this territory. It can be dangerous, it can be. But what I did, while he tried to attack me here, I give his MG a unit which is attacking, and I flank here from this side. But it's not really, I don't really want to kill that. It's more like I just want to cut him off the fuel, and it was a big surprise because I came from this direction here. So he couldn't see me. And I cut the fuel, just cut it off. And now you see how dangerous it is with the mortar, so I have to keep my units mobile. And here I cut him off. I try to kill somebody, but okay, it's too much. It's not possible. I go and run, and here I can run as well, because the mortar is shooting on me. Okay, but we have an advantage here. Here I keep him busy, and he is losing the fuel. So he is without fuel at the moment, while we have a lot of resource and we have fuel. And that's the reason why now he has a lot of MGs, but he can't really move forward. So he will have to go with mobile troops to this territory and get it back, while the clock is ticking. So the time is on my side now. I place an anti-tank, because the good thing is I don't need a special building. I can do it here in this OKW building right at the beginning without spending any big resource. And here, okay, he pushed back my mate's troops and he placed an MG here. That's not so nice, but we will have it back soon, and we have enough resources here. Okay, I fortify here the position. He doesn't see me, so the mortar building is useless because he can shoot. And here we see what a big big advantage it is when you have lots of invest your resource in lots of infantry in the beginning and you build this building later. Because now we have a lot of control, and here my mate is getting the mortar to attack this building here. And I start moving into this direction. Because I'm preparing if I thought it's necessary to help him, but now I see it's not yet. And now, here, look at this. The Lux tank is so cheap, you can build it here quite early. And as you could see here, there is no anti-tank yet, only MGs and this mortar building. So I will try to make, I will try to use this. Yeah, and here, he has 2 mobile troops. This is everything the Brits have. So this looks like, okay, I'm sleeping here on the right side, but I'm preparing an attack again from here, from the dead angle. While here, the enemy can't push through because there is a reinforcement already, and every time he kills somebody, he's going to lose. The mortar is shooting and active, so the enemy has no chance. And now look what happens here. As I told you, I said there is no anti-tank yet. And I know, okay, this tank here is cheap. It's really cheap, and you can bring it quite early. So I sent this Lux here and began to shoot on this MG, while these units are busy to repair this bunker. And now our mortar is shooting it. My tank here is killing the MG, and he has nothing that he could do against it. And now I attack here with the other soldiers, and I killed 1 MG, which is good. And now I shoot the other one, and he just sitting there and he can't do really nothing. Meanwhile, I prepared for the pushback. I placed here an MG. I can build this when I have that building here. So I placed here an MG and an anti-tank. If I should lose here the fight and would have to run back, I can do this, and the pushback will be covered from this MG. Okay, so here I want to try to destroy this bunker here, but the problem is this MG is almost dead. I capture here the MG so that the enemy doesn't have it and have a safe, but he killed my pioneers. That's bad. And I cut him off here the ammo, and it doesn't have to be always so offensive. It's more like, okay, I just cut him off, and normally I would go, but no, you see, normally I would attack here and could destroy this with my tank, and he could do nothing about it, but he has an artillery, and this is bad for me. So I have to move back. Here I almost lose the Fusiliers, but I am lucky. But the good thing is I destroyed, I cut him off the resource here, and there is still the chance of attacking the bunker, which my mate fella here does. Yeah, and now it's dead, and this is perfect cooperation. I have here the tank, and now I would like to attack this unit there. And as you see, I go for the MG, and for another MG they can do nothing against me. But there will be an move a little bit back because I'm adept. So I thought maybe if there comes an anti-tank now around the corner, then my light tank could be dead. And as far as I can see, the enemy here has lots of infantry, and the enemy on this side now lost a lot of MG. So I kept this point here again, and I see, okay, there are shock troopers, and I want to help here my mate with that. But when I want to throw a grenade on him, my troops begin to walk around the fence, and this is not good for me, and yeah, it's a problematic situation. And here, see, okay, my mate has placed a bomb, and here is the anti-tank. As I expected, there is already anti-tank, and now I attack these troops here, and shock troopers have one weakness, it's cars. I can attack him with my Lux and then move back immediately because I know there is an anti-tank. And look at this, now this commander, he's one of my favorites. This commander can send back units from the enemy to the base. And I see, okay, which units are dangerous for me. It's mainly this MG here, but okay, these are strong too. And I see, okay, Russia, Soviets and Brits have collected here their troops. And now I send back these troops here. And I have made a second tank because I saw that there is a lot of infantry, and this should take the area. Now it's taking. So okay, you see, we have here a mortar. We have here troops giving vision to the mortar, and we have here a base. We have the resource. We normally would just have to sit on our butties and wait the enemy to come. But I'm preparing here for the next attack. I'm placing my MGs and getting the looks, and here I have taken the resource point again. So look at the map. The enemy should have no chance. They have no resources. They have the fuel and the ammo, yes, and 2 points, but that's not so much. We have a lot more. And now I send again this commander forward, and I see, okay, he's building a bow force. But yes, I missed the right reaction for that. I'm placing here this unit to give me vision, but yeah, it was a bad decision. And I tried to cut him off the ammo again with smoke. And here I was micromanaging, and I will lose this unit because I was not quick enough with pushing back. But here on this side, I'm trying to attack already. And I help a little bit here with my tank, and I have placed my MG, pushed my troops forward, so I can hold this position. For him, there is no chance to come out, and he has always problems with mobile troops. He can't really do nothing against me. Okay, and my next decision is, if you see the enemy has no tanks because they don't have a lot of fuel. And if you see the enemy is fortified close to each other, like, okay, where's it at? Here. Bofors, mortar, bunker, MGs and anti-tanks, then of course it's time for the Stuka. And you see, I didn't have to spend nothing for my building. I have just this light tank building, nothing else, and I put all my resources into let me say infantry and 2 small tanks, which are so cheap that it's really amazing how good they are. And here I see, okay, my enemy, my mate is getting attacked by shock troopers. So I send my 2 tanks because they are fast and they can do a lot against them, and they shock troopers can't do nothing against the tanks. But here my mate, as he has a reinforcement here, he made it to push back those shock troopers. And here again, just to keep him busy so that the Brits can't help him. Ah, look at here, he pushes his tank forward because he wants to destroy this, and here we attack him with infantry, we attack him with 2 tanks, and he's dead. And meanwhile, I place my troops already here. I'm micromanaging on this side. And I placed my troops here already, and now he pushes a bit forward. He's running into my MG, he's running into my Fusilier, so goodbye units. It was nice to see you, but they are dead again. And I have here now this stolen MG, which I want to use push forward. And here we made a small mistake. I see the units here attack our mortars. There was an empty place on the map, and as soon as I can react to this, I will send these. You see, I send the tanks to kill them here. Meanwhile, I place my commander behind these houses, behind these behind those, and so the enemy can see them. Now these tanks are erasing the infantry, and he was so crazy to take the. Why did he do that? I don't know, but they are so dead at the moment, and we can have the mortars back. And you see, meanwhile I made send back this MG here, so he can't protect the fuel again, and now I'm getting the fuel and cutting him off again, which makes sure that he can't go with anti-tanks against us. And I'm not ready, yeah, I'm starting to build the Stuka already, so now it's the final of the game. Okay, I have here tanks, I have made a Stuka, and my mate is getting here the points back. Fantastic gameplay, like always. And now I made and placed an MG here just to have a cover for this part of the map, and it will be quite useful. I support him with the 2 Lux tanks, because if we see a little bit behind him, if there should be an attack. Okay, and here on this side, meanwhile, they are trying to come out from this base here with MGs and anti-tanks. It has no use. And now you see, my Stuka is firing. And yeah, I destroyed an anti-tank. I almost destroyed the mortar bunker and the Bofors. I don't care. But here. Okay, now I see my mate is attacking the COH. And here I see shock troopers going on him. Of course I see that immediately and send my tanks, and they are so dead immediately. No chance for the enemy. And now he should be aware that this game is over, because oh, there is an anti-tank, I have to move back, but we destroyed this fuel cache here, and that's good. That's enough. And here we have force grenadiers I can support from the back. Meanwhile I'm attacking again here, and I made some pioneers so that I can help to repair. And here again the commander is waiting to get in action. Here I take the mortars from him, and I send back again the MG with my commanders, and he can't do nothing against it. The solution would be to place it in a bunker, but he doesn't do this. And here we have no chance. I can't help here because there is this anti-tank, but here I can see, okay, there are units in the mid. And now look at this. Meanwhile I'm attacking here and helping there. I'm getting the fuel again. This NG is not looking into my direction, and I help with the commander to smoke the point. So he's getting cut off again, and now my mate Goodfella has already his first tank, and I have picked up this mortar here, which is shooting now on the enemy. Perfect gameplay, perfect cooperation, perfect share of resource. So this is why we have won this game. We have built a lot of mobile infantry in the beginning. Therefore, we forced the enemy to go back into his territory and become defensive here. He has a lot of anti-tanks and MGs here in the back, which is useless if you have already lost 2/3 of the map. Then you can never come out with this. The only possibility was the Russian player, but I had 2 mobile tanks, which can always cross around the map here, and if I see that my mate has trouble, then I can attack the enemy with my mobile tanks, and so he gets support and we help each other. And my solution was here, I have made no home base for my, and no clinic, I have and reinforcement building. I have made this, and I have only used this. These small tanks, I was prepared for tank attacks. I had some MGs to get protected against the blobs, and I kept my enemy busy on this side here, and always flanking from here where the MG and the bunker could not see. And so I kept the enemy always without fuel, and therefore my mate Goodfella here could have a lot of infantry, and there were no cars from the enemy side against it. I supported here with my cars, and this is how you can win a game, by spending almost the minimum of resource, because really I just had this one building here, the rest was all invested in units. Yeah, this is my vision of playing, and I hope you liked it. I hope you can learn from this. If you have ideas how to improve something, then just post it in the comments. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.